when Aberdeen beat Rangers, and it was incredible. It was so Pittodrie was so loud, my microphone broke on multiple occasions. Well, not broke, but like it just could not handle.
Out, yeah.
It could not handle the levels. So it was great. So like I remember like there'd be loads of comments saying, why did the video go mute? And I'm like, because the microphone couldn't handle the awesomeness of Aberdeen like scudding Rangers.
Yep.
And like it was great because I got to go with my pal Uni and our mutual friend Aidan Stephen.
Yeah.
So that was
I believe he might have had a bit of a laugh at the expense of a section of the crowd that night.
Well, that funny enough, that's my favourite throwback photograph I've ever taken as well. Funny enough, is him giving the finger to the Rangers fans. It's absolute phenomenal work. But
Okay, we're at episode 59. We've got a returning guest. I don't think, apart from bonus episodes and that, we've had returning guests. You are the first, Slinger. Welcome back.
thank you very much. Absolute pleasure. I was very surprised that you're scraping the barrel once again, but
Yes,
more than
I am.
happy to be back.
That barrel's never empty, mate. Don't you worry. First of all, congratulations, because you've recently become a father.
Yes, I am overwhelmed with emotion and tiredness, but it's the best thing in the world.
Yes.
Like it's absolutely nothing, no amount of preparation. Like I was reading books, listening to podcasts, all this stuff, and
It's all bullshit.
friends. And it's just like, it's absolutely wild how just like it's all just so crazy. And like there is a lot of obviously truth to it, but everybody's is nothing prepares you. It's absolutely wild.
Everyone's got their own way. Does it come naturally to you?
I think so. Like it's funny because I always saw myself as a dad. Like I always saw myself as like having kids one day.
Yeah.
And like I gotta admit, he's a good baby.
Yeah.
I would say 6 days out of 7, he's a good baby. So that makes life a lot easier. But it's so weird. It's just like looking at this like little this little bald
Yeah. Little
infant.
warm thing that the heart beats.
Yeah,
thing,
and you're
it's
just like,
what the fuck?
holy, you're just like, whoa.
I know exactly what you mean, mate.
I just space. I mind. I went to the shops to like do like a run for like pieces, and I came back and I was just like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's a baby here. It's absolutely wild, honestly. But it's incredible. Thanks for that.
No, that's no worries, mate. I'm a dad myself, and you know, as much as you have your hard times with them, the good times outweigh the hard times.
Oh yeah,
and,
massively. Yeah.
and it gives you a little bit of a focus in life as well. Like sometimes you maybe don't know what you're doing from one day to the next. Children put you into a routine,
Yeah.
and it's not always great, but it's quite nice to just have that routine.
I've found it distracts from the outside world quite well as also. So like I don't know, as like a former politics student, you know, I used to like I'd get anxious about stuff in the news and you know, BBC News notifications going off on my phone, and now I'm just like, oh no, I just delete. I'm not even looking at my phone. Like, who cares? Like,
Good distraction.
all that
to have.
matters is keeping this wee man happy and fed.
Yep.
That's all that matters to me now.
Brilliant. So talking of kids, you've answered this question before, but I want to hear it again because it's always good to have a wee revisit. A good for a football player were you as a kid?
Not very, but I think like most kids in the local area, there was that Ross County sort of fishing net, you know, so soccer sevens, it'd be like,
Loved
okay, here you go, here's the leaflet, you know, come along, and there's like 400 other kids. But nah, never to a good level, but I was always enthusiastic. And much to this day at 34 years old, I'll play any position I'm told, goalie, all along the spine, all along either side of the wings, doesn't matter. I think I've played like 4 or 5 positions for Moray Mental Health, and I'll hopefully play all 11 by the time I'm finally retired.
That's the attitude to have, mate. That's the attitude to have. So Slinger was on episode 20 with Phil. We done a Moray Mental Health episode. We also had Steve, episode 32. If you want to go back and listen to them episodes, they're really good. And to discuss his own kind of Highland League career and a bit of Moray Mental Health. Tonight we're speaking about Scotch and Scarves. Because,
Right. My alter ego.
yeah, well, this is my alter ego, so I can't really speak. Scotch and Scarves, give him a look on YouTube, TikTok. You on Facebook?
Subscribe. No, I don't actually have my own. I don't even have Facebook myself, so I've never actually bothered to make a Facebook. I really should, because it might actually push me over to the 1,000 subscribers mark again.
Yep.
and get me back to making a bit of money.
Push that button.
Yeah, please. I have a child to raise, and I want him to go to a good university. So if you could subscribe, that'd be lovely.
Absolutely, and subscribe to the Football Journals as well. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
But like before we kind of get into where it came from and things like that, you've kind of always, like, your graphics are great for it, but your graphics have always been good for Moray Mental Health and things like that.
Oh, thank you.
I've always really enjoyed them. I enjoy your posters. Well, I say posters, it's like your Facebook banners and things like that you put on for upcoming games and that. Do you think you having that kind of creative control side of things for Moray Mental Health has helped with Scotch and Scarves?
Well, funny enough, so I started Scotch and Scarves the day after I turned 30, so it was a little bit of a, holy, maybe halfway to the grave at this point. I need to start actually doing something that I enjoy. So like the Scotch and Scarves stuff, that was mostly photography and filming. Graphics wise, I was always a kid that loved to draw, but I can't draw, I can't paint.
I'm the same.
I could see it in my head, and the way technology is these days, it's so much easier to be like, so Canva's my best friend, right?
Same.
Yeah, exactly. It's so easy to use, and like the ideas in my head are so much easier to put onto a screen than they are to put into paper.
Yeah.
Because I never had that talent, I never had that gift, but it's certainly Scotch and Scarves helps Moray Mental Health sometimes. Moray Mental Health helps Scotch and Scarves sometimes. We're all
winners.
What's that?
We're all winners.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it comes in handy for both, and I find it really. Because you know yourself doing this, like it's that creative outlet is so important, especially the older you get, and in my case, the more boring I get. I want to make sure that I'm still getting the creative juices flowing, that I'm not just working, sleeping, eating. Like I want to make sure that I'm actually still doing something that gives me energy.
Yeah.
And obviously, as a recent father, my energy levels are going to drop. So I want to make sure that I'm putting as much of that spare energy, if I can call it that, into something that's actually going to make me happy. You know what I mean?
That's a great answer, mate. Absolutely great answer. Right, before we get into it, I threw this question in because I'm going to start throwing this question into a lot of podcasts over the next couple of weeks and couple of months. It's going to become a regular question. What's your favourite player in today's game?
So I have two. So I've one for the telly, and I have one in real life. On the telly is Paulo Dybala, former Juventus, Palermo, and now current Roma. So my favourite player growing up was Francesco Totti.
Yep.
And obviously, back in the day, I think I'm slightly older than you guys, I believe.
I'm 34.
Oh, we're the same age. So you'll remember like Football Italia growing up, right?
Absolutely.
Free on Channel 4.
Yep.
So like I ended up watching more Italian football when I was younger than I did English football.
So good.
Yeah, so good. So Totti, Gascoigne, all that sort of stuff. So I've always had a fondness for Roma. The way telly is these days, like you'll get like a 7:45 Roma kickoff. And you know those sort of players where the world slows down around them?
Yeah.
Like they don't even have to run to make a difference. It's so great to watch, and I still can't really get my head around what he actually does to fool people.
Yep.
So that would be my television answer. My in-person answer is Alfie Bavidge on loan at Inverness Cali. So obviously, being a Cali fan, the last couple of years have been like rough.
Yeah,
just
understatement. Essentially.
Yeah, exactly. They've been difficult. But I mind when Bavidge signed on loan, and obviously his dad used to play for Cali, and I didn't know much about him, but I asked Uni, who's been on Chris Saunderson's podcast before, and I was like, "Do you know much about this lad, Bavidge? Tell me he's a striker, all this sort of stuff." And he ended up winning. I think he was in the 11 of the season, and he only played 10 games in the second half of the year.
There you go.
He just absolutely.
Quality.
He was one of the reasons like people were actually saying we could still make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And when we announced that he'd re-signed on loan for this year, absolutely delighted. Especially now because we're in a position where we're actually playing well and we're playing good football. We're maybe going to get promoted. I'm not going to jinx it. So to see and watching him live, he is a level above.
Yep.
I'm hoping if they get into the championship, they'll re-sign him, or maybe Aberdeen may sell him. I have no idea because Aberdeen seem to be going for the expensive signings rather than the homegrown ones. I'm hoping he comes back, but to be honest, I think he's a level above. And watching him live, he's really
His
good.
dad was a hell of a player, Martin.
Oh yeah, incredible.
Hell of a player.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't like to say, but a bit of legend status at Cully Thistle.
I would definitely agree with that for sure. And honestly, I really hope the likes of Alfie stays on. But to be honest, I do think he's going to end up being Premiership at a minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talent coming through that Aberdeen youth team just now. We've got Dylan Ross at Elgin playing.
Oh, the goalie?
No, left back.
Oh, right, sorry.
Scored 3 games running for a left back. Unbelievable free kicks. But you've also got young Joseph Teasdale, who's obviously dad played for Elgin and Dundee. His uncle played for Wolves and played over in Germany and things like that. And then you've got just 2 or 3 names that are about that Aberdeen team just now. It's all local, but they seem to be a bit like Cali. They're out to Cali, they're out to Kelty, they're out to Elgin, you know.
Yeah.
And I think it can only benefit these clubs because sometimes when you obviously never fall in love with a lone player, but sometimes the lone player falls in love with the club and you'll see them come back. If it's not a season or 2 after, later on in their career, they'll come back and play. So Joseph Teasdale, if you're listening, please come and join Elgin because you are unbelievable. Right, Scotch and Scarves, let's get into it.
Let's get into it, yeah.
Where did the idea come from?
So, you know when you're like daydreaming at work and you're like, if I won the lottery, like I would buy Inverness Cali, I would be a donor at Forest Mechanics. And I just remember thinking, I was like, oh, it'd be really cool if Forest Mechanics were sponsored by Ben Romack, the local whiskey. And then, like, obviously, Inverness Cali used to be sponsored by Tomatin Whiskey. And I was like, oh, it'd be really cool to bring that back. And literally, so one of the only few benefits of COVID, which is when I turned 30, was during that period, was I had plenty of spare money to buy whiskey. So,
what's your favourite whiskey?
What's my favourite? Bunnahabhain 12 would be my favourite. But that's... my sort of price range has dipped in recent years, so my newer answer would be Bunnahabhain 12, like an Isla direction. But these days, it's nothing reaching 3 figures these days, unfortunately. So I had like quite a big whiskey collection, and I'm not sure if I mentioned it the last time I was on here, but when I was like traveling, because I moved abroad for a good while, a good year or so, and whenever I visited somewhere new, I would get a tattoo. So like I got tattoos in Sweden, Iceland, Germany, and all this stuff. But as you can imagine, as a man with tattoos yourself, that got expensive really quickly.
Yes, it does.
So I was like, you know what? What I'll do is I'll get a football scarf of the local club because I collected scarves back home as well. So I would just, what's the local club? Go to their club store, pick up a scarf.
Yep.
And living on my own at that time, my spare bedroom just like had a wall of football scarves. And I was like, you know what would be really cool would be like to show people, like pair up football clubs and their local distillery. So I did that with, I've done well over 170 pairings. But obviously once you got outside of Scotland, it got pretty difficult.
Yeah, it does.
So like I'd have a scarf from like Kazakhstan and be like, right, sweet, that matches the same color as that label of whiskey. The connections got further and further apart because
they both begin with S.
Yeah, exactly. They were founded in the same year. You know what I mean? Like, so that's where that whole thing started. And again, that was like a creative outlet. So I'd write about the history of a football club and how that pairs with like the timeline of a whiskey and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, like it's built up quite a good following over the years, and quite a lot of regular people interacting with it. It's less and less these days because obviously my whiskey collection's smaller, and with the arrival of a newborn, my scarf collection is dipped quite rapidly, unfortunately. But it's all for the best, and it's been really good sort of entryway into doing more creative things, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, which you've got the hang of a lot better than I have, I must say.
Thanks to this man here. Like
this guy.
I just get the videos from Ryan and I'll just put like a little header above them to try and generate a bit more views. But I just find TikTok hard because some you think this is a great video, it's going to catch, and it doesn't. Yeah. And the least expected ones are just like 20,000 views. I'm like, where's this came from?
I'm still getting like likes and comments on a video I did like 9 months ago, and I'm like like what why? Like it's so weird. And then something you're like, oh sweet, I put a lot of time and effort into this, the editing, all this sort of stuff, and it's like 300 views, and you're like, okay.
Do you want to know the key to it?
What's that? Bots.
No, the key is to hashtag Celtic, hashtag Rangers, and watch them fight out in the comments.
You know what? I will try that at some point. I will try that at some point soon.
But I put one up about a referee I had on, and he was a Celtic fan, and his dad was a massive Rangers fan, and he went back wearing a Celtic scarf, and he'd got knocked out by his dad. And it was like one of my most popular videos ever, because all the people in the comments were like, he fucking deserved it. And then the rest of them were like, how could you do that to your own son? And
oh man.
Yeah.
Well, like I mind at the start of the season, I do like predictions for like Premiership down to Lowland League.
Yeah.
And the Premiership, I made the controversial choice of putting Rangers top, and my reasoning for that was I knew Celtic were going to be cheap because they
always are.
They do. To be honest, I thought Rodgers was going to take like the Brentford job or the Wolves job or the Leeds job or something. So I was like, Rodgers will go. They'll get someone cheap in like Ronnie Dyla, 2.0. And I was like, and like Russell Martin, I was like, oh, you know what? Like his team did play good football at Southampton, and that, nah. Dreadful. So like I was half right, because Celtic are atrocious, but they're less atrocious than Rangers are this year.
Yeah, and Hearts seem to be benefiting from it.
For now.
For now.
Hearts will capitulate.
Next weekend will be the decider. But,
is that Celtic Hearts, is it?
Yeah, well, you'll be listening to this probably about end of December, but that game would have happened by now. But yeah, Celtic Hearts at Celtic Park.
3-1 Hearts. Calling it.
There you go. Put your house on that.
If you are gonna sue, make sure it goes to the Lighthouse Podcast Studio.
I was about to say, should we not say like the phone lines are now closed or something?
How many grounds you visited for the channel, roughly?
For the channel, I would estimate about 25, 26.
Mostly
roughly.
Highland League and the things?
Mostly Scotland based. So I think I've got about 17 or 18 episodes based in Scotland, and the rest are European or England at the moment. But it's been it's mad actually. I was looking, I think I'm about 55 videos in, not including shorts.
Yeah.
So I was quite surprised with that, because it was more just, the channel started off as me just trying to get people to visit Highland League clubs. So like if someone, the Scottish Cup got drawn yesterday, right?
Yep.
So if someone, I don't even think there's any Highland League teams left, so this is a terrible description. But say, for example, someone gets hit, a Hibs gets drawn away to Forest Mechanics. You might be a Hibs fan, and you're like, oh, what's Forest like YouTube, Forest Mechanics, and then you would see the video, where to have a drink, where to eat, where to sit, history of the club, what you're visiting, all this sort of stuff. That was the whole point, was to sort of get more people, interested in the Highland League, because I've been following it since I moved to Scotland. The first game of football I ever went to was a Forest Mechanics game back in the early 2000s when I was a kid. So the whole point of the channel was to get people to be like, I've thought about going to a Rothes game, but I've never thought, YouTube, Rothes. Oh, you know what? That looks good. I'm going to go down, support, put money into the club, because you'll know yourself, a lot of these clubs are living hand to mouth. And that's absolutely not even Highland League. That's League 2, League 1, maybe even some championship teams. Just, they're living week to week.
Aye, absolutely. I think with you kind of trying to push an audience towards the Highland League, we do the same on this channel, because we get a lot of ex-Highland League.
Yeah.
It's super popular, isn't it?
It's wild.
Yeah.
I know we're both proponents of the is it the History of Highland League Facebook page? Great. So I'll activate every time I make a new video, I'll reactivate my Facebook that I deleted, and then go like, hey guys, this is a video I've done on Rothes, and see the amount of people that are willing to, so I've said to people look, I can't find any information on Isle of Vale, for example, right? I know they're not Highland League, but go with it. And I'd be like, does anyone have any information? And people will reach out to you. They will type paragraphs of information. No, they're not wanting money. They're not wanting recognition.
Yep.
They're just happy you've taken an interest. And being able to just share that with people and people to leave good feedback, and like getting good feedback is better than any pound I've ever made off a video.
I
like
agree.
absolutely.
I don't make any money off this channel. My Patreons supply some money that goes towards production costs. It never nearly covers it, but I actually, a couple of episodes ago, had the admin of the page, History of the Highland League group, on Easton Thane. He posts a lot of stuff in that group, but he's also like a human encyclopedia of the Highland League. He's made
I've got the episode saved. I'm waiting for a bit of baby free time to listen to it.
He's he's involved with Bucky Thistle, but give him a club and he'll just fire in the facts about it. But I also like how there's the little search bar up the top of the group, and if you just type in a name, like of a player or something, scores and scores of stuff will come up, and it's so good for my research for this, because you'll probably notice if you go into Google and try and find out stuff about Highland League,
it's atrocious.
Yeah, unless clubs keep their records,
especially Google AI. Have you ever used that? Like,
no,
I don't trust anything it ever puts out, but it is quite hilarious. Like I'm doing research for a new video that Aberdeen fans might enjoy, and I googled how many, like, what's the XG of Jimmy Thielen since he joined Aberdeen, and Google AI was like, Jimmy Thielen has not managed one game for Aberdeen, and I was like, yes he has, and it's like, no he hasn't, and I'm like, this technology is going to destroy us, and it's wrong. Like this is what annoys me, but like honestly, it's absolutely, get it in the bin.
It's like, it's same as like Facebook Meta or whatever it's called these days, has these little suggestions for AI after you pop up a video, and it's like, I'll put up a video and the suggestions are just crazy. It's like, I had one about a player playing for Scotland or something like that, and it's like, the suggestions are someone completely unrelated to the video's Scotland career, and it's like, why are we? What is this about?
This is like $1 trillion industry as well.
Yeah, exactly. Making
terrible.
masses, making absolute masses. You got a favorite video you've done
that I've made? Yeah. So I would say I have two. So my Isle of Vale would be one of my sort of lower league favorites. Mm-hmm. My brother-in-law played for Isle of Vale their league-winning season and promotion season a couple of years ago.
Yep.
And being able to record it on the day and record the celebrations and just like talk about the history of Isle of Vale. Like, I remember, I think I was speaking on Ryan's podcast, the Northeast Corner. Make sure you're subscribed. I hope it comes back soon.
Me too.
But I remember we spoke on there, and I was saying I love the idea of someone who was in that team, because a lot of those boys now have moved on to other teams, other clubs. I love the idea that maybe they just like, oh, you know what? Let's relive that day. Let's watch the. You know, you can skip past the history part. Let's just watch the celebrations.
Aye.
But I love that, and especially because it's my brother-in-law, like, it was such a nice sort of bonding moment for us as well, because obviously we've only known each other a few years, so being able to have that connection with him was great. My other favorite video, I would say, was Aberdeen, Pittodrie, and beat Rangers, and it was incredible. It was... So Pittodrie was so loud, my microphone broke on multiple occasions. Well, not broke, but like it just could not handle.
Fizzled out, yeah.
It could not handle the levels. So it was great. So like I remember, like there'd be loads of comments saying, "Why did the video go mute?" And I'm like, because the microphone couldn't handle the awesomeness of Aberdeen like scudding Rangers.
Yep.
And like it was great because I got to go with my pal Uni and our mutual friend Aidan Stephen.
Yeah.
So that was a.
I believe he might have had a bit of a laugh at the expense of a section of the crowd that night.
Well, that funny enough, that's my favorite throwback photograph I've ever taken as well. Funny enough, is him giving the finger to the Rangers fans. It was absolute phenomenal work. But that was a hell of a night, and I just remember being so excited. It's the quickest I've ever edited a video. I did it in about 11 hours. Mm-hmm. Like, Uni and Aidan drove us home. So like in the back of the car, like they're buzzing. I'm there in silence because I'm just editing on my phone as much as I can. Because I'm like, I need to get this out because this is just incredible, incredible night.
Timing's key.
Timing is, it's mental. And I didn't realize that Sam North and Blair McAnally, who both do fantastic work showcasing Scottish football, they were both at the same game.
Yeah.
So like, it was funny because I just remember being like, uploading the video, and it was like similar videos to yours. It was like Sam North, Blair McAnally, and I was like, oh Christ, like I'm competing, but I'm not competing. You know what I mean? It's a weird thing.
I still find it surreal when I go onto Spotify and I click on the football journals and then I click on more like this.
Yeah.
I've had, what was the one we were speaking about, Ryan? Jimmy Buller's podcast.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, it's not similar though, is it? But Two Bam Pod comes up. Yeah, Two Bam Pod comes up all the time. It's my favourite podcast because the guys are just so tutor. It's my favourite thing in the world. Just now they're actually going through the A to Z of tutor. And it's just their accents, and I
cracks you up.
Yeah, I'm going around and delivering my post and things like that, and I'm just absolutely pissing myself, and I'm like trying to give people parcels. I've got this fucking tutor guy in my ear, like just going on about fucking driving or some shit. But no, it's top quality. The guys are actually meant to be coming on here soon.
That'll be wild.
What's your most popular video?
My two most popular. So there was Aston Villa away days, so that was great. So good pal of mine, Tom, he, our wives are best friends, and that's how I met him. And we obviously, because we're men and we're being introduced by our wives, it's like, please like football. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, he loves football as well, so it was great. Big Aston Villa fan.
Same here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you know what? I respect you for that, because they're a great club, but they're also not, no one can accuse you of being a glory hunter.
No.
Which is great. But I remember just speaking to him one night after our wives were met up, and he's like, oh, you know, if you ever fancy an Aston Villa game, and I was like, and you know, when someone suggests something, you're like, yeah, it'll never happen, but yeah, go for it. And then he was like, I've got tickets in April or something, whatever year it was. He's like, I've got tickets in April. You keen? And I was like, do it. I was like, let's just do it. And that was incredible. So again, like just showing people the local area, you know, where to eat, where to drink, history of the club and all that stuff, footage of the game inside the stadium.
It's a nice stadium.
Oh, it's great. It's classic.
It's the old front on it. You know,
was that the whole end, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the old,
incredible.
It just, you can imagine that looked like that in the 50s, but it's modern at the same time, you know.
Yeah,
and
it's wild.
It's a weird kind of setup of a stadium because it's
toilets are atrocious though.
I don't doubt that for a second. Yeah. I don't doubt that. As majority as any stadium over 40,000, toilets are atrocious. Like,
yeah, there was like 5 toilets for like a stand of 15,000 people. Yep. And you're like, oh God.
And the smell is awful.
I'm sorry, but if you're doing the number 2 at a football ground, you're an animal.
Yeah.
Like, if you're totally doing anything other than pissing, then like, no, you're an absolute animal.
That's a great way to look at it. But it's got such a modern feel to it, but everything is as it should be with a football stadium, like classic. And
yeah. Especially because all the, like, you'll see it all, like, the Man United's new stadium, for example. I say new stadium. I don't think Jim Radcliffe's going to pay for it. But Man United's new stadium, it just looks like some, like, soulless AI drawing. And then, like the Bernabeu now as well, just looks like a printer.
Yeah. Spurs Stadium, like, as much as it's meant to be nice, it's like, if you asked ChatGPT to draw a massive football stadium, that's what they come up with.
Yeah.
You know, it's like... Everyone's the same.
Like everything, it's just like, there's no like, obviously I know like these architects are putting a lot of days and years into designing these things, but they just look so just dull. Like, remember when West Ham Upton Park and it had like the sandcastle looking things on the side of it, and I want more of that, man. Like, I don't know if I'm just getting older, but I'm just so nostalgic for like...
Nobody likes the London Stadium, mate. No. It's horrible.
Yeah, exactly. Anything with a running track I dislike.
Have you got, like, I've not thrown you this question, but have you got a favourite stadium worldwide?
So I went to, me and my wife, honeymoon in Las Vegas.
Okay.
That was like a big thing for us. And we went to the Allegiant Stadium. Technically not soccer, but they have played soccer in it. I said, even saying soccer sounds a bit rough. But it's the home to the Las Vegas Raiders, which are an NFL team.
Yeah. That
was incredible. But it's like, it's different to what, like, I know I was just complaining about AI stadiums and stuff like that, but it was incredible. Like, I can't even describe it. I do a video on it, which it was funny because I started recording and the security guy like got me by the collar and was like, no videos, photos only. So it's one of my few videos where it's basically just like an old like Microsoft slideshow. But so I would say that was
Windows Movie Maker.
Yes, exactly, right? Like I'm there with a clicker just going, yeah, next. But yeah, that one was incredible, but just from a sheer architectural point of view, like think they built the stadium in 2 years. It's got all the bells and whistles you've ever seen. And then like on the totally opposite end of the spectrum, one of my favorite local grounds is Birkhead Thistles Forest Park.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Such a great setting in the woods and things like that.
It is. There's nothing like it. And I was down there this previous weekend just doing some photography and some filming, and I just love it there. Like I just think it's so just not even peaceful because there's people shouting at the football game, but there's something just so beautiful about it, and just being surrounded by trees, and boys are kicking the ball and it's like hitting cars on the road next to it. It's like there's guys vaping, like trying to hide that they're vaping over the wall and stuff. Honestly, Forest Park is absolutely tops for me. But also I can't, I know naming a third is probably against the rules, but Mossett Park for obvious reasons.
Yeah. I'm the same. Like I'm a big Elgin fan. My favourite ground is Borough Briggs, and it's just because nostalgia. It takes me back to being 10 years old again.
Yeah.
And it was obviously the first stadium I ever went to as a kid, and I remember Scotland under-21 games getting played at Borough Briggs, and
oh wow,
Mark Birchall, who played for Celtic at the time, was playing, and I remember the place was that packed out, and he took a corner, and it was like I just touched Mark Birchall's back.
Yeah.
And it's like, but every time I go in there, and we now get to play there with the ladies team, and it's like, this is surreal. It's like, nostalgia is a huge thing in football, and I think people will try and get back to them nostalgic stage because it's your happy place, you know.
Yeah.
Nostalgia at the end of the day is a warm feeling inside because it's something that makes you happy, and that's the stadium. If I go big stadium, you know, I like Hampden Park.
I've never been.
Never been.
I've never managed to get a ticket for any game, any Scotland game. But to be fair, I'm not Tartan Army or anything like that. So like those boys that are doing the Tuesday nights against the Faroe Islands, they obviously deserve first dibs for those tickets. But I'd love to go at some point just to take it in, especially now we're good.
I've always felt as well Pittodrie with the location of it on the beach, and it's like if it's a cold night there, you fucking know it's a cold night. Again,
beautiful though, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah. I was there filming with gloves on, you know what I mean? Like it was Baltic.
Right, I'm going to get you to say this in your out there voice.
In my fake TikTok accent. Aye.
So, say hello to your new favourite football team. Please make that better for me.
Say hello to your new favourite football team.
So that is...
My wife rips me for that. When she'll hear me recording in the other room and she's like, you know, like, shut up. Leave me alone.
You're just having to do that like 6 times because all you hear is way in the back. They're super popular in videos.
I had no idea how popular they were going to be. So basically, I wrote an article ages ago about 2 football teams that are quite eco-friendly, especially this the area we live. Obviously, I think the people in Moray are very eco-conscious, and you know, being coastal people as well. So I did an article on Forest Green Rovers, for the vegan football club in England, and the Vermont Green FC, which is like a lower league American team. Again, eco-conscious, that sort of stuff. And I remember I was like, oh, you know what? It'd be quite good to like just do a wee video telling these people, because I've written loads of articles. Some have got good views, some have got great views, some have had like nil views. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? I'll try something a bit different. I was still trying to crack TikTok, trying to figure out how it works. So like I just made these couple of videos, one on Forest Green, one on Vermont Green. They were okay, you know, they were relatively popular, more popular than some of the other stuff I've done. And then like I had someone commented and they were like, do Drogheda United in Ireland, do Red Star Paris in France, do just these whole other things. And I was like, oh, you know what? If people are asking for them, you know, they're being nice, they're liking, saving, sharing and all that. And then like I'd make another one. And then someone would be like, can you talk about Wolverhampton? And it's like, okay. Then you'll do another one. It's like, can you talk about Molde in Norway? I was like, okay. So I just kept going. And then it's just like, I think I've done 50 of them now.
Yeah.
And some are racking up like 5-digit views. Like I said, some of them are still getting likes and comments from like 6+ months ago. And it's like, geez, how are they still in the algorithm? Have we not moved on to like I don't know how the algorithm works. Like I said, you're a lot better at TikTok than I am, but I'm amazed that it still comes back around. Pardon me. But no, I've really enjoyed doing them. I've had to take a wee break from them, obviously with the wee man arriving, but you know, I've started planning out some of the other ones that I've got like a wee backlog to make. And you know, it's really nice. Like, I think people really appreciate when like, as creators, like if you sort of actually interact with your audience or, you know, speak to them and like people are like, can you speak about this? Can you speak about that? And then you reply and I'll be like, it's on the list. And like, I think they really appreciate that you're not just there to rake in views or rake in likes. You're there to actually speak to people, interact with people, create something that people enjoy.
Nicer than mine because the most recent comment I've heard was, "Who are these clowns?"
What was that in regards to?
It was me and Michael Allen speaking about the Scottish Cup for Elgin. It was just somebody anonymous. Who are these clowns?
Of
and
course,
I'm like,
anonymous.
But I just love hearted it. You know.
Yeah,
you got to. You know, because I know as soon as you see
I love a good thumbs up. I've taken after my dad. I'm just like,
yeah, thank you.
Cheers.
But all it means is they're watching. You know, that's all I'll take out. They're watching it. Notice you've done like a few teams from Portugal and things like that. You know.
Yeah, I've got a great affinity with Portugal, so I moved out there. Funny enough, I missed, as an Inverness Cali fan, I missed them in the Scottish Cup final against Falkirk because I'd moved out to Portugal. I was like, bloody typical.
Irony.
As soon as they get to a final and of course win the trophy, I'm not living in the same country. So a big regret on my part. But yeah, no, I've got a great affinity with that country, and to be honest, I do think one day I'll end up, if I can convince my wife, maybe retiring there. Yeah. We got engaged in Portugal, so she has a good little love for it too. But no, an incredible country, football mad.
Yeah.
I think I was there just after or just before Ryan Gold played in because I lived in Faro, South Coast. So he played for Ferenc.
That's right, yeah.
South Coast team. And obviously he's away to play in the MLS Cup final, and he's been capped by Scotland numerous times now. So that was quite funny because I remember, you know yourself, like you'll send like a celebrity like a cheeky DM, and I was like, you know, it's good luck from the to the second most talented Scotsman from Fado or some absolute rubbish like that I texted him when I had a drink in me or something. But no, a great affinity for Portugal. It's an absolutely beautiful country.
So my favourite thing on your channel, it's brilliant. I just think it's so unique, the idea. Scottish football on a retro camera. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Oh, cheers. I really appreciate that.
Again, we're going back to this nostalgia thing. Just the photos make you feel a little bit nostalgic because it's not these high quality images you see 10, 15 photographers taking. It's like it's a raw photo almost.
Yeah.
How did that idea first come about? I know you like photography and things like that and making videos.
Yeah. So I've always loved photography, and for mine and my wife's wedding, we got these click wheel cameras from back in the day.
Brilliant.
Some of the younger listeners might have no idea what I'm talking about, but basically it was like a cheap plastic camera that held about 30 photos on it. You had no idea if it was good because you would click, you couldn't see it on a screen, you couldn't check if someone's eyes were closed. You just have to move on to the next one, send them away, get published. So we bought a bunch of those for our wedding, and they turned out incredible. And I was like, oh, you know what would be really cool? I was like, take one of these to a Forest Mechanics game, because we had a couple left over. Took him to a Forest Mechanics game, and I was like, oh, this is such good crack. Like, and then you're getting excited waiting for them to, about 15 quid to get them done though.
Yeah, wow.
Which was that stung. But
where do you even go these days to get them things done? Is it still like Tesco and that?
Tesco still do it, but they are expensive.
Yeah.
But like there's loads of guys online that'll do it. But basically I've got click wheel cameras, but I've also got like it's a click wheel camera, but someone's gutted it and attached the memory card in USB.
Okay.
So like I've got that as well, but again, it's the same lenses, it's the same focus, frame, all that sort of stuff. And it's, again, like we were talking about nostalgia, like I just find it so like satisfying that I'm literally just like taking a photo, might be terrible, might be good. And you're just capturing moments rather than posing or
Yeah.
Like, especially with filming, like you're trying to get the perfect frame and the lighting and all this stuff. Whereas with this, you're literally just like, click.
Yep.
Sweet. See how it turns
I
out.
like a lot of the ones that you've got where you've almost got the player or the players in the front and the sun's coming through in the back, and it makes you almost feel there because it's as I say, it's very raw, the photos. Do you also find, because you don't have this digital screen in front of you, you don't have to worry, you're just like, right, I just want to get decent kind of photos?
I've found since COVID, really, like, because I get quite a high level of anxiety socializing after COVID. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just like crowds of people, or I've for the most part quit drinking these days as well. So I feel like alcohol helped me socialize a lot more than I'm actually good at, which, yeah, I think a lot of people are in the same boat. So I do find it quite anxious to be around people I've never met, or, you know, people, just big crowds of people and all this sort of stuff. So like, I find when I'm at the football and I'm just taking these photos and I'm not checking if they're perfect, I'm not like, you're in the moment, you're focused on your mind is focused on what's in front of you. You're just enjoying being there. You're just taking random photos, and a lot of people just love it. And I find that really, really nice, because it just sort of settles me right down. Going to random football games, so like Birkhead at the weekend, like I went to Nairn not long ago. Like, I loved going to Nairn County despite being a Forest fan. I know, terrible. But like, nothing settles me more down than just going to the football on my own, taking a few photos, speaking to randoms. Like, I find it so much easier. That's one thing I do love about just the Highland League, even like the North Cali League, juniors, all this sort of stuff. Even like Summer League.
Yeah.
Like, just people are just there. They're all there for the same reason. They're just wanting to watch a bit of football. And it's just nice and relaxing. There's no animosity. There's no angry people. There's no angry people. You know what I mean?
You get them.
There's no one spoiling for a fight at these things. So I just find it settles me right down, especially the older I get, and obviously how life changes. It's nice to have something that sort of you reflect on and you just find that just settles you down.
It's in the moment as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Do you have a favourite photo that you've taken through the retro camera?
Aidan Stevens' finger at Rangers fans photography. That was incredible timing. I wish I was like stood further away so I could have actually gotten his face in it as well. But that was that was an absolute corker. I love that. But also, my wife and I went to Pisa last year, like a wee Italian getaway, and our hotel was about 2 minutes walk from the Leaning Tower. But also, I didn't realize the stadium for the local team who were playing Serie A is literally 5 minutes away. So my wife having a siesta, I was like, right, babe, I'm gonna nip out for a bit. So I nipped over the stadium. It's padlocked because it's Italy and all that. And like, there's like this old Italian guy walking around on the inside, and I'm like waving like €20 at him. Totally pied me, but because I was like, can you like let me in so I can take some photos? And he was just like looking at me. He's like, who's this like pasty white guy trying to get in? So I was like, you know what? So I just
what's a forest mechanic?
Yeah, no. Well, I did buy the local kicks. I thought that might sway me for getting in. You know what I mean? But no, and I ended up taking photos of just like around the stadium and graffiti around the ground and all that stuff. And I took a photo of the floodlights, and it's like hovering above like the local flats and houses around the stadium.
Yeah.
And it's just like how I love it, because it just reminds me how like football is literally just like the center of communities, and like you've got all these houses, and literally right next door you've probably got like 30,000 odd people.
It's crazy.
Like, I just love that idea.
It's crazy.
I would never live next to a stadium, especially in Italy, but I do love the idea of just like all this like community and housing, just like bang, and there's a stadium right in the middle of it.
I love that as well.
This episode of the Football Journals is brought to you by Elgin City Football Club Director and Elgin City Women FC Director Chris Foot. You can follow all things Elgin City on various social media platforms to keep up with both teams' journeys this season. You can also check out episode 37 of the Football Journals, where Lee spoke to Chris about his life as a director, the progress of Elgin City, and his love for Manchester City. But, you know, in my opinion, you can just skip over that last part, if you know what I mean. But in all seriousness, thanks once again, Chris, for your continued support, helping us keep the lights on here at the studio and making bi-weekly releases of the Football Journals podcast possible. So
I always used to like watching the lower end Scottish Cup ties that would be played, and you just see like people looking out from their bedroom window watching
or
the
up a
game.
ladder on the other side of the fence.
I remember that one. It's got that local feel to it.
Who's Celtic getting the Scottish Cup draw? Was it Auchinleck?
Auchinleck.
That'll be incredible for them. I don't know how it'll work.
I think they're going to possibly play at Kilmartin Rugby Park.
Oh, that's disappointing. That would have been great to have seen, but obviously I know for security reasons and all that stuff, but that would have been incredible to see them host that.
Well, that stadium, we spoke about it when we lost United on, because they'd obviously just beaten them at the time, and the stadium and the pitch, everything's on top here down at Auchinleck.
Oh, yeah.
And they call it the Bot, and everything's just so, you imagine, like Celtic sell out their away allocation for every single game. You imagine?
Yeah, I was going to say, they could sell 10,000 away tickets.
No bother.
Some, yeah.
And I always like it about these, when they do interviews, because if the game is going to be on TV, they'll get a hold of a few of the Auchinleck boys who are Celtic fans, and it's like playing against their dream club and things like that. I love all that stuff. But I just say, memories are just guys like leaning out their bedroom window and watching the game.
Yeah.
I always used to get jealous of like clubs. Like there's a few houses down at Grant Park that look on the pitch, and it's like, it's a free season ticket. Yeah. You know, it's a free season ticket for like a lot of places. Like a lot of grounds are looked over by houses and stuff. Right, okay. I want you to give me 2 answers for this next one.
Okay.
Favourite ground you visited so far, in Scotland, out of Scotland?
Ooh, right. So visiting in Scotland, I would say McKissick Park, Rothes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute. If you were like a painter's dream, like you're just like surrounded by forests and there's like steam coming up from like the distillery and stuff like that. We were lucky enough to play there with Moray Mental Health a few months ago, raising money for a number of charities. So being able to see the boys play on there was fantastic. But it is what you love about football. It's small, but it's everything's sort of just crammed in, but it's in a nice way. And like the volunteers and like people are trying to figure out how to get the floodlights to work. And it's just so nice and so enjoyable. And just like, again, the surrounding area. I know they've got like, I don't even know what you'd call it, but there's a business on one side, but forget about that. The woodlands and all this stuff, and there's like kids playing football
River
in the back.
Spey down the back of it, and things like that.
It's an incredible ground. I really hope that they can avoid relegation this year. I'm not sure if Invergordon are eligible to get promoted or not.
Invergordon are flying. They beat Fort William 8-0 yesterday.
You see their goal difference?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's like 50.
But I think what they've done is essentially the guys that are not good or not quite there for the Highland League yet, they've just pulled everyone in. But Inverness Athletic are on their way back as well. You know, and then you've got
Inverness Thistle as well.
Thistle are on their way back. I can't say Cali will be on their way back because you've got the big Cali now, but a lot of these
That's
teams,
always been a thing with Inverness Thistle fans, is like, even though it's Inverness Caledonian Thistle, Caledonian has always sort of been more of the, like it was called the Caledonian Stadium.
Yeah.
Predominantly wear blue. You know, it was a merger, but it was a 3/4 merger Cali. Do you know what I mean?
I totally agree.
Well, sorry, going back to your other question. So ground that I visited outside of Europe, in Europe or the like, would be, I want to say it's the Friendship Stadium in Sweden. It may be called a different name now.
Okay.
But that was in what's the capital of Sweden again?
Stockholm.
Stockholm, thank you. So back when I was living abroad, once my sort of time working in Portugal finished, I just decided I didn't want to go back to the UK for obvious reasons.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what I did was I ended up just getting the cheapest flight every week and just go wherever it was. So when I left Portugal, it sent me to Spain. When I left Spain, it sent me to Norway. When I left Norway, it sent me to Sweden. And I just kept doing that until eventually I decided to come home. And I remember being in Sweden and thinking, this is awesome. Like I remember falling asleep on a bench, like just chilling. And like my wallet fell out of my pocket and it was still on the ground when I woke up like half an hour later. Like no one had like swiped it. No one had taken any kroner out my wallet or anything like that.
Mad.
It's a beautiful place. I want to say it's called the Friendship Stadium, but I think it's the national stadium. I also want to say maybe Hammarby play there.
Yeah,
I may be wrong.
They're Stockholm, Hammarby.
This was well before YouTube or Scotch and Scarves. This was literally me just cutting about Europe, trying to avoid responsibilities, and I just would be like, sweet, I'm just gonna go, and like went up to the gate, and the guy was like, oh yeah, round you come, like some groundsman guy. He was like, yeah, sweet. He was like, just let me know when you're leaving. I was like, yeah, speaks better English than I do. Like it's incredible. That was a brilliant place. I may be getting my teams wrong, but I'm sure it was Hatterby.
Do you have a stadium on the bucket list that you need to do?
So one of my best friends is an American lad. He lives in Rome. I can't even remember how. You know, one of those friendships where you can't remember how you became friends.
Yeah.
So basically, he's a big Roma fan, and he moved to Rome purely just to be like a Roma fan. Like,
wow.
Yeah, I know, right? He like just moved his entire life across the world.
Mental.
Yeah, but amazing guy. Again, Matthew, great name, and he's moving back to the USA next summer, and I'm hoping somehow to try and get to the Rome derby with him.
That'd be huge.
With him before he goes. I'm determined to make, because like I said, growing up, Francesco Totti is my favorite player. Daniele De Rossi was my next favorite player once Totti retired.
Yeah.
So I would love to do that with him before he moves back to the US, and hopefully we'll make that happen. But obviously it just depends on money and child and World War III and all these sort of things.
Absolutely, yeah.
It depends on all these
a lot of factors into that.
But that's number one on the bucket list for now.
I was listening to something a few weeks ago and they were on about Totti. And I think Totti wrapped up playing for Roma in 2016, 2017, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
But he actually stopped playing for the Italian national team in 2006. It's like,
yeah, basically won the World Cup.
Yeah.
Just like, that'll do.
But he just seemed to go on forever and his quality never really dropped. When his goals dropped, he became more of like a number 10 and contribute to other players. And
well, he's probably the greatest false nine that's ever existed.
Yeah.
Like, and it was funny because it just happened with age, because I remember he was obviously one of the best strikers in Europe. And then Luciano Spalletti was like, look, you're 35 years old. You can't be leading the line anymore. So what you're going to do is you're going to start at number 9. You're going to drop deep. And then our wingers are going to cut inside and you're going to spray passes to them.
Yeah.
And I just remember watching it being like, holy, like this is like I like football. Tactics are not my speciality, never have been. I like to think I know it, a good amount to talk. But like when you see stuff like that, like I remember obviously Pep with the inverted fullbacks, and I was like, what are you talking about?
I played that yesterday.
Did it work?
Yeah, because
he says hesitantly.
We were 2-0 down and we ended up winning 7-2. So,
okay, yeah, it worked very well then, I would say. Yeah.
And I don't class myself as a tactician or anything like that, but we went 2-0 down and I changed shape. And I says, like, let's park out the middle. And we hit 7 without a reply. And it's like, all right, maybe I do know what I'm doing. I'm not just winging it. But the inverted thing, right? It's so hard to train left backs, right backs who are so used to going wide. And it's like you're asking them to do something so unnatural.
Yeah.
And sometimes the easiest way is just to switch them around. So they go onto their strong foot, which is their inside foot. I didn't have to do that yesterday, but all week we were like, right, I was coming up with these good drills for trying to get them playing inside and things. And then yesterday, it's just a natural thing to go wide and wide and wide and not sit in that midfield. Try to explain to them that if they sit in with this CDM, you've got a couple of centre backs behind them, it pushes everyone forward and it pushes everyone who's ahead of them wide. So you get that width anyway. And as mad as it sounds, you get more width from inverted fullbacks than you do from normal fullbacks.
Yeah, my brain doesn't comprehend that, but you'll have to show me. You'll have to get one of those giant tactics boards like Carragher and just sort of explain it to me like I'm a simpleton a little bit.
But so
It's great to see Elgin City women doing so well, though, I must say. Like, phenomenal job.
Where they've got themselves to thank. They work their asses off. Like, and do you know what? The girls don't get paid or anything like that, and they just...
It's all sacrifice for them, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like, there's no... Besides winning, like, what are they...
It's just for glory, you know, absolutely. And for a love of football, and I am not ashamed to admit this. I actually said this earlier on tonight in my earlier podcast, that I underestimated them before I started working with them, and I underestimated women's football a bit, and I got in and I'm like, I swear we've got these good players at Elgin City. Like, they're unbelievable. Like, there's a couple that will go on to have great careers, because my average age of my squad is like 21.
Wow.
A lot of 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds. If it wasn't for one being 30 and one being 36, our average age would be like 19.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's insane. But I didn't give them a credit. And it's like, I thought I was all right at football. And then I know guys that are all right at football. And I've got one of my coaches who come down who has played in the Highland League at a young age and things. He's like, these players are fucking phenomenal. I was like, yeah, they are. Yeah. And until you actually see it up close, you don't probably fully respect how good it is.
Like, I will say as well, like, Moray has become a bit of a football hotbed for women's football, I would say, because you get so many more clubs, say clubs, but so many more like opportunities for girls to train at a young age.
Yeah.
So like Moray girls, I think they're like Forest based, but they're all over, and it's great, and like it's fantastic. Because I don't know about you, but like football's football to me. I don't care if it's kids, I don't care if it's women's, I don't care if it's men's. I just want to watch football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So being able to have so many girls given the opportunity at a young age to be like, sweet, we want to do this. And there's an actual pathway now to, you know, obviously Elgin City, and then they could move, who knows, they could move Central Belt.
Yeah.
They could go down to England or even like America. You know what I mean?
Well, I've got one going over to America next year on a scholarship.
Phenomenal. That's great to see.
I've got Mia Lundberg, who on Saturday night was voted the Scottish Women's Football League Player of the Year for the whole country.
Yeah.
You know, 52 goals in 28 games last season. She's unbelievable. She's unbelievable. She's already on 15 goals this season in like 11 games, and that's at a higher level as well.
Yeah. There's a duck to water just taken.
Yeah. And there's 2 or 3 of them. I can name them. I've got Lindsay Brown. I've got Lily Morrison. I've got Mia Lundberg. I've got a couple others, Sarah Westwood and things. They train like pros. Like, everything is serious in training. Doesn't matter if they're playing head tennis. Doesn't matter if they're playing fight. They want to win, and that's a mentality thing. And I think that has pushed them so far on in this league system by just being that way in training.
Just mentality.
Yeah, and I tell them to do their stretches, and you'll have done stretches with Mental Health and other clubs, and then boys are just
a
like,
stretch in Moray Mental Health is a cigarette, I'll be honest.
There we go.
That's stretching
There we
in
go.
Moray Mental Health.
Whereas these
Which
girls,
is why I probably ripped my calf like 2 or 3 times since we started.
that'll do it, mate.
That'll do it.
But these girls, it's like every part of the body, it's a full range of motion, trying to get everything in, a lot of work, a lot of foam rollers out and things like that, and treat themselves like pro, and they get the rewards for it. But I just wish a lot of men's clubs would follow that same ethos, you know.
Yeah.
If you're in football, and I don't get this, I'll go back to Highland League here. There's a lot of guys in the Highland League who could play a higher level, but they like being home on a Saturday night.
And they like settled. They don't want to, obviously, because obviously the distances can be quite summing. So like, you could maybe make the jump to a Cove Rangers.
Yeah.
But then you've got to travel 2-3 hours each way. Training every night of the week, full time.
You're no longer the big fish in the little pond. You're the little fish in the big pond then. And I think if you've got ability, you should push yourself as far as you can.
It's a short career.
Yeah.
Like, you could be done by early 30s. So obviously, I never reached any sort of level, but when I was at Soccer Sevens, like in Forres, I was determined, like, I'm going to play for Scotland.
Yep.
I was terrible, but I was like, my mentality is I'm going to play for Scotland. And even now, I'm like, sweet, when it comes to filming, photography, I'm like, I want to work with the SPFL. That's like my goal for 2026 is to get a connection with them, do some, not even if it's not paid, I just want to hit that target of being like Scottish professional football in some regard.
Yeah.
That's like my goal is. It's good to have determination. Like it can get toxic, and obviously your mental health can deteriorate, especially if you're chasing the rabbit constantly, and it can get really tiring really quick.
And you lose your passion for it if
Absolutely.
that ends up happening, you know.
Well, like I've got a rule now, so I do 1 on, 1 off when it comes to football. So I'll do one game where I'm doing something, one game where I'm not, one game where I'm doing something, one where I'm not, and that helps because I don't want to get to a point where I'm like.
I got to that point because I was assistant at the Elgin Women.
And you had the Bish as well, didn't
chairman of Bish.
Yeah.
Doing the podcast, and you know, and it's like I had to step away from Bishop Mill, and I can now go down to a Bish game and just enjoy the game.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I'm stressed to the max because the kit's washed, you know, his referee paid, his all this kind of stuff, and it's now I've stepped away from it. I can enjoy the football a bit more. I'm not saying with Elgin Women, if I ever step away, I'll enjoy the football because I'm that involved in it now that I probably won't be able to get to that stage. It's always going to be like, fuck, we need a result here. But it consumes you, and when it starts to consume you, football in general, it can put you off it a bit.
Yeah.
I think, and I don't want to. It's the reason I got involved. I made a professional decision a few years ago to quit my old job and get a job where I could fit in more football. So I worked 8 till 6 every day. Wasn't enough time. I'm now a postie. I finish at 3:30 every day, and I can be on that football pitch when I want to. I've also got a young lad who's Primary 1, Primary 2, going to be starting playing football himself. So that's obviously going to take a shift of focus in the next couple of years when he starts playing football. If he wants to do that, I'm trying not to push it on him because just now he associates football with dad being out the house, and it's not a great thing.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't want to push him into it. I want him to come to it naturally. And you hear so many stories of kids who don't kick off football till they're 10 and things like that, but they're going to be great players. I've got a young girl, Eva, who didn't start playing until she was 8, and she's one of the best players on my team. Like,
yeah,
she's only 16 now, but as you say, you get saturated in it, you don't enjoy it as much. And that 1 on, 1 off thing,
yeah,
I
had a similar relationship earlier this year with Moray Mental Health. Like, I love it. It's incredibly important to me and, you know, Steve and Phil to see how great it's doing. But it was consuming, and there was like 1 or 2 occasions where like bad things happened. So like I accidentally injured one of my friends playing football. He can't play football for months, and like mentally that destroyed me because I'm like, I took away his ability to play, his ability to enjoy, his, you know, come interact and all that stuff. Like, God bless Steve and his wicked tongue, because he's managed to like convince me on more than one occasion this year not to move on. But it does get to a point where you're so like social media, as you say, referees, are the balls pumped, bibs washed, kits, all this sort of stuff, and you're just like, my head is gonna explode. And then obviously some of your relationships can take a back seat. So like my wife's having a conversation with me, I'm on Canva, I don't even realize she's speaking to me. That's not like a good place, and that's not a place I want to be in. So like I get what you mean in regards to, like, I've not quit, but I am in like a sort of, I'm going to be less involved from like next year onwards, which is probably going to be a good thing for me personally. And
be difficult, but
it will be, because it's a beautiful thing, and obviously it keeps getting bigger and bigger, which is both a blessing and a curse. But like for my own like sanity, like I will just have to take a little bit less responsibility next year.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Right. We just kind of spoke a little bit about SPFL and things. Channel ambitions for 2026.
Yeah, so I'm determined to get some sort of relationship going with SPFL, whether that's photography, retro camera stuff, just being able to say like to my son Harry, I'll be like, hey, look, your dad was actually working alongside, you know, collaborating with the SPFL. That's like a big thing for me. But also, I know this sounds ridiculous, but to get back to 1,000 followers, because I did let it drop, and that was on me. But like I took a back seat for far too long. So being able to hit 1,000 subscribers again and get back to highlighting the Highland League. So I'm determined. The whole point of the channel was to highlight every single team in the Highland League. Determined to get back onto that from the start of next year. Going to be Clacker, Devon Vale, I reckon, to start, because those are two clubs. Every time I try and go there, cancellation, weather, something or other, cup games.
Give us a shout if you want Clark. I'll get in touch with Geff. I've got his number.
Well, exactly, because like Clack would be great, and obviously Grant Street Park is it's a phenomenal.
It's historic.
It's historic, and it's again I can't remember what ground you were on about earlier, but it's super enclosed.
Auchinleck.
Auchinleck. So it's like super enclosed, and hopefully if it's a good game and Clack are in the run for the title, it'll make a really good video as well.
Yep. Determined
for that. So, but yeah, to continue the journey of highlighting every single Highland League team, ending with Wick. That's been from day one. I'm like, that's a hell of a trip. So I'm going to end with Wick. So I'm going to get.
You even
there
hear
one day.
boys for like Inverness going, "Oh, can't be fucked going to Wick this weekend." And it's like you've got half the distance other teams have got.
Well, I filmed Brora's obviously league winning game last season, and you get to Inverness and it's still like another hour and a bit, and you're like, oh, I know what the hell's Wick? Like another 3? I'm like,
3 hours. Yeah,
nah,
it's mad.
I'm low key hoping that Bree can get promoted, because Brechin's another like journey. I'm just like, oh mate, if Bree can go up and Invergordon come up, that would actually work really well, because Invergordon's a lot easier to get to.
Mm-hmm. And you're on your way to Wick if you're up to Invergordon. Like,
yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Knock off 2 in one go.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my determinations for next year.
I share your ambitions with the subscribers. I think, I would like to make this profitable, because I think every bit of money I've ever made from this podcast goes back into the podcast.
Yeah.
And I know how much we could grow this if it became a steady revenue income. I'm not in it for the money, because God, if it means
if I made enough to cover the fuel and the equipment, then I'd be happy. Yeah, and maybe even a cheeky Chinese afterwards.
Like,
I'd be happy with that.
I enjoy the speaking to people, like stories. You get stories that you just won't get anywhere else. But I've also managed to like it sounds weird, but like calling me by my first name and just knowing who I am.
Yeah.
And like I had Bobby Clark, who played 500-600 games for Aberdeen, 1968 Scottish Cup final in front of 120,000 people, and worked under Alex Ferguson and things, calling my name, and it's just like, it's a bit weird.
It's a great feeling though,
yeah, it is.
I remember like getting like a media pass to a couple of different like grounds and stuff, and they're like, "Are you media?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah, they am." And they're like, "Okay, yeah, through there," and I'm like, "Oh." Like the
imposter about showing off the badge.
Yeah, like the imposter syndrome's a bit mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It really is. I always think back to my first 6 or 7 episodes. It was just my mates, and then we got Alan Main in, and we got Frazy Kellis, and from there it just went skyrocket.
I remember you had Dev on.
Dev, yeah.
But did you have to cut a lot of audio out of that one?
A bit.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Great guy though. Great guy.
I worked with Dev, and I played football with Dev before he got involved with Moray Mental Health and things, and he used to play on a Thursday night with him. And me and him always got on great at work and things like that, because he's got a sick sense of humour. He's a
bit twisted,
yeah,
and he has had to be reined in on a couple of occasions, but he's a phenomenal guy. And I don't think I've seen someone with as much commitment to just playing and training football constantly. Mm-hmm. Like, fair play to him. I was more interested in
he looks
getting messed up at that
half
age.
The guy he used to be, because he's went on this journey to get himself fitter.
Oh yeah, he's done phenomenal.
He looks the part now. Like,
yeah. He's like, fair play to him. Like,
he's got his weak points as a goalie, but for shot stopping,
name them. Like,
it's kicking.
Yeah.
Yeah, his kicking. His distribution's not great, but his shot stopping from point blank and things is fucking unbelievable.
He on more than one occasion with Moray Mental Health, he has like just pulled out of the bag like repeatedly, and you're like, how are we still within a chance of winning this? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like at the game we had at the Falkirk Stadium, like we were just getting absolutely peppered, ridiculous amounts, but they couldn't hit a barn door with a banjo. Like fair play. They were just, like 95% of the moves were coming off, and then just like shanking it wide, or Dev was just pulling off worldies, and we're like, how are we still in this?
Yeah.
We ended up going on to penalties and winning. I just remember saying to Dev, I was just like, how, especially because I think he was at like Cat House till 4 a.m. as well. So
That's Dev all over.
yeah, that's Dev. So I was just like, how did you pull that off? Like, I couldn't imagine anything worse than just getting battered in a football game after being out till the early
That's when he
hours.
turns up with his 4 bottles of Lucozade and they're
Oh,
in the
God.
goal mouth, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, it helps.
Yeah.
Right, before we get into some good football chat, let's do a wee bit for my subscribers, your subscribers. If you're enjoying us, give us a wee follow, subscribe. Ryan will put a big fancy button as I'm saying this, hopefully.
It's at the
Right-
start.
right
It's at the
here.
start.
Right here.
Yeah. So where am I pointing, Ryan? Does that look good? Right
Yeah,
about there?
it's fine there.
Yeah. Because it does help. It helps. It not only helps potentially money-wise, but it helps other people.
And it costs nothing.
Costs nothing.
Yeah.
You know, helps other people find the channels, you know. If you've got a bigger following, you start coming up recommended on other people's channels a bit more. And with the football journals, give us a rating on Spotify, because I'm like 55 5 stars, 1 star. So I'm a forever 4.9, but I've accepted that
Who
fact.
gave you 1 star?
I would love to know. I'd pay to find that.
You got like a jilted lover or something.
a
That's
few. Surprised there's only one, to be fair. Give us a follow. Facebook, TikTok, Apple. As I say, the rating. But I'm also looking for sponsorship for 2026. I gave the numbers a few episodes ago. So if you think about it this way, your advert gets, or your sponsorship gets involved with every post. It also gets a mention every episode. But you buy in for the year. It's not like in a year's time I'm going to go and delete all the sponsorship ads from the post. You're on these episodes forever. To get the airtime when we ran it through the plays, I did do it through ChatGPT, so it might be a little bit off. But to get the airtime for your sponsor on as many episodes and as many TikTok videos and that through TV and radio, it's going to cost you 1.5 million quid. I'm looking for about £1,000. Huge difference there. So get in touch if you want to sponsor us, and you also get to come in and do your own episode. You get a free year's Patreon with it, so you're already getting like 80 quid back. There's a lot of benefits to it. Right, there's my wee spiel over. Subscribe. Moray Mental Health. So the last time you were in, I can actually look back at this, Nate.
the Bible.
The Bible. This is going to go on auction one day. You were just away. You announced on episode 20, 18 months ago or so, that you were going to Ireland to play fella Shane Fathers.
Well, to be honest, it's fella Khan.
Fella Khan.
I got a number of messages from boys that play for that team when the
Okay.
episode aired, being like, "You butchered it," and I was like, "I'm sorry, I panicked. I absolutely panicked." Like those little, the little lines above the letters just freaked me out, and I mispronounced it. God, that feels like a lifetime ago. What a trip that was, honestly.
So you just announced that. Steve also made an announcement on his episode, didn't you, Ryan?
Was it Colin Hendry?
No, I think it was the World Cup, the Mental Health World Cup.
Oh,
Mental
the mental
Health
health.
World
Yeah,
Cup.
that was mad as well. You'll know yourself. You know when you get messages and you're like, spam.
Yep.
We get inundated with spam messages, like ridiculous amounts, to the point where people actually comment on like stuff we post saying, "Hi, I sent you a message like about one thing or another. Could you please respond?" And I've got to go through like the spam folder or all these sort of things. And I'm like, "Sorry about that, mate. Sorry it's taken 3 months to reply to you," but we get a lot of like weird messages and all that stuff. But I remember when that came through, and I think it was 2 months before, and we were just like, right, batten down the hatches. We got to get a squad together. We got to help boys find travel, fund it, and like all this sort of stuff. And like, even just like making sure the boys got to QPR's stadium on time and all that stuff, and like paying for Ubers. It was wild. I do love the adrenaline rush of it all, but honestly, you're just like,
the end of it, you could sleep for 3 days.
yeah, pretty much. I didn't even go on the trip. It was
Wow.
poor Steve and Stu had to sort of manage and sort of supervise. Dev being one of the participants.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, just
Definitely in a strip club in London.
honestly, I don't want to know what they've got up to on that trip. As long as he wasn't wearing a mental health kit or tracksuit, that's all I care about. My God. But yeah, hopefully, I'm hoping we'll get invited back. So there's they're playing at Vicarage Road, Watford, and Millwall Stadium, the Den, this next year. So we're hoping to get an invite back, because it's phenomenal. I think it raised over £200,000 for mental health charities. So to be a part of that was incredible. And I really hope we get to send another squad down of boys that have never done a trip, or, you know, never had the experience of playing in a ground that big. Fingers crossed.
One of the things I love about your club is you have a different captain for every game.
Yeah.
I think recently it was 11th or 12th captain you've had.
More, actually. I think we're on 15, 16,
15,
I believe, because the tournaments as well has a different captain.
Of course, yeah.
But I can't even remember how we came up with that. So like the very first game, Phil captained. Phil put in so much time and effort into getting that first game sorted, and you know, he has a lot on his plate, so it was, you know, fantastic for him to get that opportunity. And then the second game, we were just like, Uni's put in a lot of effort, helping us out, this, that, and the other. And we were like, Uni, we want you to be captain. And then it just sort of became a thing where then it was Jamie after that. And because Jamie put in a lot of effort organising the game in Lossy. And it's become a real good thing. And you can see the boys' excitement when they get their name called out, because we wait till it's in the dressing room, maybe 10 minutes before the kickoff or the like. And I think it really means a lot to them as well, because it's not a case of me or Steve is showing up every game being like, all right, lads, we're going to do what I say. Go again. We're doing what I say. Like, here we go. Like, I honestly, like the game we played at Rothes a couple of months ago, Jason, who's been part of the club for well over a year now, and he you could tell it really meant a lot to him to get his name rang out and being given the armband. And honestly, it's such a great feeling to see these boys that have had their issues, had their troubles, and they're through the other side. Sometimes they're not even through the other side. Sometimes they're still battling. Obviously, for a lot of people, the battles never stop, whether that's mentally, physically. So to just give these lads the opportunity to be like, this is your moment. This is your, you know, your front and center. You deserve it. There's no feeling like it. Like even like we played at the Falkirk Stadium, like that was nothing compared to just like seeing, I feel bad at who was captain for the Falkirk game. This is going to beat me up. Ali Smith.
Yep.
So his illnesses that he battled through the last couple of years, and for him to wear the armband and lift the trophy at the end of the charity game.
It's big.
Oh, it gets you. It gets you. And whether I'm massively involved in Moray Mental Health or involved a little bit, like, it still fills me with so much joy just seeing these boys just being so happy. It's great.
As you say, and we touched on this when you just came in the first time, just giving lads the opportunity to go out on a proper football pitch as part of a proper team. Guys are 10 feet tall walking out, you know. I think what you have done, it's so niche that it's brilliant, you know.
It's weird because literally, like, it was never meant to be like this. Like, it was literally Chris Saunderson being like, interviewing us for the Northern Scot, being like, you guys should do charity football. And I was like, is that a thing? Like, we are essentially just like a sort of traveling charity football team. We've recently just hit 16,000 raised for charity since we started, and we've given 82 boys a debut now.
Mental.
Like, and hopefully by the end of the next year, it might be close to 100.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird because you're just like, how did this happen? Like, literally, we were just like organizing the kickabouts, which are obviously still the meat and potatoes of what we do, providing free football to people, because obviously it's a very expensive hobby, and, you know, can be like, you know, you've paid for the pitches and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that we still have money in the bank is incredible, between paying for pitches, paying for this, that, and the other. Like, it's crazy. But no, like honestly, seeing how far it's grown has been fantastic.
Unbelievable. Keep up the good work, because, as you say, you're providing an outlet for people that possibly wouldn't have thought about doing this kind of thing before. And you probably get guys that are probably not that great at footballers turn up, but they're part of that squad. They're part of something they've probably never been part of.
And I think I played one game of summer league, and I knew immediately I wasn't good enough. Never went back, and like I didn't play football for like 7-8 years after that.
Yeah,
because there was nothing for my level, which was not like enjoys playing football, but not good enough to actually play competitive football.
Yeah,
what was there for people like me? And obviously Steve played a really good level in Highland League, but he knew the ins and outs, and he knows people. He knows like people at Forest Mechanics, where obviously we played the first game. He just has those connections, which has always been a massive help for us getting stuff organized and getting people to take us seriously.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. I do love it. I think I just need a winter break. I think being a father has just made me a bit emotionally and physically damaged.
We're all needing a winter break. I'm right behind you on that, mate. Right. I've not spoke about this in the podcast. Scotland are qualified for the World Cup.
Oh, mate.
How good is this?
So I've for the most part, I've quit drinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll drink 2-3 times a year, probably weddings, right?
Yeah.
And I said to my wife when the Scotland game was obviously, because Denmark drew with Belarus, we almost absolutely fluffed it against the Greeks. So I said to my wife, I was like, look, if Scotland's going to qualify for a tournament, I need to be around like other people, because if this pays off, this is going to be like massive. Did I expect McTominay to score an overhead, Kenny McLean to hit from the halfway line, and Kieran Tierney? Oh, like, it was incredible. Like, I literally, like, I went out with Steve, Sean, and Rob, and like we turned up at the Mosset, and it was just like, I was just like, honestly, we were just hugging randoms, and you're just like bouncing. You don't know what to do with yourself. I'm there with a non-alcoholic Guinness. I paid like £6 for it. I'm just like, you know, you've got all this like pent up energy. I can't even, like, qualifying for the Euros was fantastic. I was 6 years old. World Cup 98? No, 7. Yeah, 7. 7 years old when they qualified. I don't remember. I don't even remember the tournament.
I remember that was my first tournament. I remember, and we were shit.
And I'm just like, it's the fact as well as my son's born into the world, and immediately he's gonna get to watch Scotland at the World Cup.
Unbelievable.
So I've had to wait like 20 plus years for this. You've literally just been born.
You're spoiled little shit.
Yeah. And he's gonna see Inverness get promoted. Forest have won the North of Scotland Cup. And the wee lad's like, oh sweet, this is how it goes forever.
Yeah. It's been a good luck charm for you though.
But honestly, do you think you'll go?
No, I can't afford it.
No, me neither. I did say to my wife, I was like, maybe Mexico, and maybe like a 1-star hotel in Mexico, but she didn't like that idea.
In with the banditos.
Yeah, she didn't like that idea. And I'll be watching on TV or watching in the pub, but mate, honestly.
Like I wasn't.
Where were you?
I was at home, because I've been a Christmas postie. I'm absolutely rammed out the door just now. So I started at like 4:30 in the morning. But I thought, I don't have football on a Tuesday night. We train Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Mondays and Tuesdays is my nights off. And I thought, right, this is the first chance I've got to sit down. Can you turn that heating off, Ryan? It was spot on. I thought, right, this is the first chance I'm going to actually get down to sit and watch a proper Scotland game for a long time. I watched the Greece game. Yeah, not great. Awful.
What waste of time
how good were we when we went 3-0 down though?
Oh mate, honestly, this is what I don't know. Maybe it's something you can explain to me as a manager. But why is it teams just turn so good when they're just getting absolutely pelted? Like I don't get it. Is it a mentality thing? Is it?
I was the same yesterday. I was 2-0 down, and I thought,
throw it at the wall.
Fuck, game over here, and then it was 7-2 in the end. But I don't understand.
Incredible.
Yeah,
honestly,
it's momentum, I think.
It makes sense.
Pressure a little bit. But I was at home and I thought, oh, fuck, we're going to get shafted here by the Danes. It's going to be one of these games where it's going to be 1-0 to them, or Scotland will score early and then they'll score 3 in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But it never happened. And then as soon as that overhead kick went in, I was like, what the fuck have I just seen? I couldn't quite, it was, them moments where something's just happened, you're like, it actually just fucking happened.
You have to look at someone else to be like, did that, you're looking at them like, did that just happen?
Yeah.
Like, and then they're looking at you and they're thinking the same thing, and then you're just like, ah.
And like my wee boy's mum, she is not into football at all. She'll follow Celtic and Scotland for like being a patriot and things, but she was like up on her, like when the goals were going in, she was jumping about the place, and I'm jumping about the place and everything like that, and I'm like, this is insane. But one of my mates sent me a video of the pub, and it's I laugh till fucking the cows come home about this, because the first video I got was a Snapchat. No, it wasn't. Sorry, it was on Messenger, and it was after Tierney had scored, and there's like 50-year-old men rolling about on the pub floor, hugging each other and things like. And I'm like, what is going on here? And then the final one was after the final whistle. And bearing in mind, like we'd played the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off, and we have Wednesday as our Wednesday, Thursday as our training for the ladies. The granary put up a video, and it's everyone's singing and going mental and dancing about on the tables. And there's 12 of the Elgin women's squad front and centre on this. And I'm like, caught yous. But who can blame them? You know, that was the place to be. I've very rarely, because I still get excited at Celtic Rangers games when Celtic scored and things like that, and I'm off my seat. But I rarely felt that kind of emotion in a game before. Like, to go from when Shanklin scored and then they straight up the other end of the pitch, and then they get a man sent off, and I'm thinking, it might happen here. And then Hickey comes off, who's a phenomenal player. Just really rate him so highly. And then he puts Tierney out there, and I'm thinking, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen a cleaner strike of a ball in my life. If it goes an inch that way, it's hitting the defender. Yeah. If it's going an inch that way, the keeper's getting it.
If he's even like a second too slow or a second too fast, he's not connecting. Like, he's not connecting with it like in the same way. It's honestly phenomenal stuff. And
what's the best out of the three for you?
McTominay.
Yeah, I'm same here.
It has to be like, imagine the balls in a must-win World Cup qualifier. Just be like Bicey. I'm just kidding. Do you know what the best part was as well? Like I said, I was watching it with Steve, Sean, and Rob, and literally the Doak literally crossed it in, and Sean just sat there and he went Bicey. Now Sean says that at every cross that I've ever watched the game with him with. And this is like the first time it's ever pulled off. And he's like, I called it.
Well, we're going to give Ryan a shout out. Ryan, did you not predict it?
So The Art of Casual Conversation, Dominic's podcast, Dom was actually meant to be speaking to someone that's running for governor in America. And they'd stood him up. But like the way that I work is that I need 24 hours cancellation notice. So, you know, they don't have to pay. So I was like, well, you're here now anyway. We might as well have a chat. Because like you're either going to pay me and go home now, or you can actually do a podcast and we'll speak. And this at the time was when Scotland were playing Greece, and Scotland were 3-0 down. Now anyone that knows Dom personally knows that he likes to take digs.
Yeah,
and we got absolutely ratioed on that Denmark day, by the way. And I just said to him, and this was a bit of a fleeting joke. I was like, Scott McTominay overhead kick. I'm calling it now. Now, I didn't even remember this until I was editing the episode the day after the Scotland game happened, and I was like, I am a prophet.
I could do some lottery numbers if you could, please.
Houdini Hutchin has struck.
Yeah.
Who would you... I'd like to see Scotland go to the next round, because we've never done it before.
Yeah.
But I'd also like to just get a group of death for Scotland. Like, I want to see how good we can do against these big teams.
It's funny. I'm always similar position, right? I'm like in the there's like, I want Curacao and Haiti, or I want Brazil and I don't know, Germany.
Yeah.
Because I'm still really annoyed about like a 40-year-old Tony Kroos absolutely rinsing us in the Euros. I'm like, I kind of want some revenge there. To be honest, I know this sounds ridiculous and like quite. We were on about determination earlier and all that stuff. I'm kind of just like, I'm so just glad we are there.
Yeah.
because in all honesty, I may be just being a pessimist, but I have a feeling the Scotland squad's going to drop off massively before the next tournament. A lot of our players in their prime are 30 years old. Scott McTominay, I think, is 29 as well.
Yep.
By the time the next World Cup rolls around, he'll be mid-30s, early mid-30s. I don't know who the players are that are coming through to a certain degree. Doak, obviously,
There's not a lot.
There's not a lot going on at the moment. That worries me. Just look at the goalkeeping situation.
Yep.
Like Scott Bain was on that, was in that squad, was he not?
Yep.
Like, yeah. Like
he's the only one playing as well. He's the only one playing regular foot. Craig Gordon hasn't played a game all season. Craig Gordon's 43 in 2 weeks' time.
Wild. Good for him though. But at the same time, it's like this was make or break. So I do not see who the talents are that are coming through. Maybe I'm wrong and there's like some 18-year-old in the Liverpool Academy I've never heard of that's going to lead us to glory. But
who's actually English.
Yeah, exactly. We'll take it.
Yeah.
But like, honestly, like it just felt like this has to be it. This is Steve Clark's moment. This is these boys, their moment. Ryan Christie, Scott McTominay, Robertson, like all these boys. It's like they're not going to get another chance to be this close to a World Cup tournament.
No.
And by the way, the people that complain saying, "Oh, well, the World Cup's 48 teams now. Europe only gets 2 extra spots, so stick that in your pipe."
Yeah.
So we deserve to be there.
We topped that group.
We did.
Absolutely.
What happens if we get America and we beat them and like the squad gets deported by
Yeah,
ice?
we get detained by ice. Do you know what's really weird? Is I remember saying to my wife, I'd rather go to Mexico because I'd feel safer.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe there's actually a travel warning for the UK going to America right now because of all
it's
that.
Insane,
yeah.
honestly.
I think the even madder thing is USA could get Iran in it.
Yeah, and they've denied them visas, haven't they? So Iran have to play in Canada.
There's a couple of countries that have got no, they're not allowed in the US, but they've qualified. I don't know how that works. Is it like Uzbekistan maybe?
One of them.
Haiti's one of them.
Haiti, yeah.
But like they're technically not allowed in the US, and it's like, well, you're gonna.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just looking forward to the Tartan Army being over there, and you've seen the scenes in Germany, and you've seen the scenes down in. You remember when they were all stood in the fountain in London for for that Euros, and it's like, what we're going to do to America?
Oh, it's going to be
Probably
interesting.
Open up the
there will be deaths.
Yeah,
there will be deaths.
I can definitely see if we get games in Mexico, a few Tartan Army going missing through the Mexican mafia.
Something like that, exactly.
So basically what we established, Canada's the place to go.
Yeah.
Is it Vancouver and Toronto? Vancouver would be lovely. It'd be expensive, but it'd be lovely. I'll take that though.
World Cup. We're there. That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
What a feeling, honestly. What a feeling.
Right, Highland League chat.
Highland League, the real stuff.
The real stuff. A bit of an interesting league this season.
It's mad. What, 7-8 clubs realistically could, I don't know the exact points, but there's 7-8 clubs and you're like, yeah, they could easily be top 3. They could be pushing. I was convinced for Martin we're going to walk it. I think they're joint top, maybe just behind Brecon. But I could see for Martin being in the SPFL next season. Because it's Clydebank that are top of the lowland. And Clydebank are good. They're not East Kilbride. They're not... Who else were the money clubs that came up from the lowland?
Edinburgh City,
all these sort of clubs.
Cove
at one point.
Yeah.
Like for Martin, or I think for Martin could easily be in the SPFL, which is mad because what's Pit Midden like? I can't even point out Pit Midden on a map. I don't think
it's tiny. It's like
1,000 people,
the size of Craigellachie or something.
God, that's wild. You got like Rory McAllister, Julian Wade. It's
mental.
Like
a who's who. And it's like they seem to have brought in a lot of guys that are experienced in the Highland League as well, and I think that's helped them massively. But I was watching the Bucky for Martin game
on the telly.
Like,
was that the rain game?
Yeah. And it was the bit when they cut to the commentary team, and I think it was James McFadden and someone else, and they've got this little tarpaulin above their head. And at the start of it, it's flat, and then at halftime they go to him, and it's like just above their heads, it's dipping in.
Oh man!
But yeah, I can see them. I personally, if we're going on it, I want to see Brora do it because I just think Brora.
You know what? I'd like them to have another shot at going up because, to be honest, everyone knew East Kilbride were going up. East Kilbride have like championship money.
Yeah, exactly.
And everyone knew, unfortunately, like no matter who got up from the Highland League or who finished bottom of the League Two, everyone knew East Kilbride was going up.
Exactly.
And I'd love Brora to get another chance against a less juiced club.
Juiced is a great word for it. It's like
I don't know about you, but do you find it a bit worrying, the amount of money in lower league football in Scotland?
I'm going to go out on a whim here, and I might get sued for this, but I don't give a shit.
Remember, Lighthouse Podcast.
Yeah. Sue me all you want. I've got no money. Grady McGrath from Brecon was getting £800 a week last season. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I know certain people, and I'll tell you after this podcast who, have had £25,000 signing on fees for clubs in the Highland League. Yes. Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah. It's
but
crazy
unfortunately
money.
not surprising.
Nope.
Like,
but I love the Highland League because you look at clubs like Lossy, they're all on the same wage. They're a bit like my women's team. They've got to be in it for the love of football, because if you're in it for a wage, you're just getting nowhere.
You're not travelling to Wick away, and unless you are in love with what you're doing.
Yeah, and you want to win. You know, it's as simple as that. But yeah, I do feel the Highland League, even the juniors these days, is saturated with money. You know, you get certain teams that seem to be signing all these players, and it's like, where are you getting the money for that from?
Yeah.
You know, £1,000, £2,000 fees for junior clubs. Just shoot me happening.
And you look like Hamilton, Cove as well. There's a lot of rumours around Cove and their financial situation. There's like professional clubs that are in serious trouble.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of money at the bottom, and I'm like, the whole thing just feels very weird and unsustainable and worrying, to be honest.
I'd like to see Fraserburgh be up there, because through speaking, I had Scott Barber on a little while ago. I've had Billy Gordon on. McBride's episode didn't go out, but I had Russell on. I love what they do through there, and I mentioned this earlier on tonight with Cecil, that all their boys are like 20 miles from Fraserburgh.
Yeah.
And they just pull them in, and I've asked boys how's it like to play, and it's just fucking hard out there. They're all hard bastards.
Yeah, you have to be a living Fraserburgh to be fair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They all speak kind of funny, but they're all small, solid players, and they just come from a certain mold. Peterhead are the same. A lot of local boys and good clubs. Who you tipping?
To win the Highland League?
Yeah.
I'm still going to go for Martin. Firepower up front, I just about think will get them through. We were speaking about this obviously pre-recording, but like I do feel with Brecon, they're so desperate to go up that they're going to be destined to just not do it. Yeah. I just feel like when you're so determined for something to happen, that occasionally like fate just has a funny way of going, like you're just...
I agree, yeah. That final hurdle seems to be a big one.
Especially because I think, are they not moving to like the Lowland League East next year anyway?
Yes.
So if they don't get promoted back into the SPFL, they're not going to be in the Highland League regardless. So I just feel like it's not going to be... I can't see them winning the Highland League title and then being like cheery by where,
No.
I just think they're going to get...
I heard something. Fort William can't get back in just now.
They can't. No, they lost their license for some reason or another.
I think their stadium's not up to scratch.
So, yes, that pitch is always
it's
just a shame because Fort William was always like a sort of staple. They always got like absolutely battered, but they were like a staple of the Highland League.
Absolutely.
And I know a lot of boys that loved that trip. Following Forres or even playing at Fort William away. Like it was beautiful.
Yeah.
But it'll be quite interesting because obviously, so Rothes are bottom on 2 points. I pray that they don't go down because I have a real soft spot for Rothes and they've done a lot of great things. I mean, they've won the cup, like a cup double, like within the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Now they're bottom of the Highland League and Invergordon's got Roy McGregor and Ross County behind them now. I don't know if they're eligible to be promoted yet or if they're still another year away, but I'm praying that they don't replace Rothes.
It could easily happen.
You know what? And there's been a lot of change in the Highland League since they became part of the pyramid. I mean, like Cove's gone up, Banks of Dee have come in. Banks of Dee are expanding their ground, I believe, as well. And
yeah, we're actually away there on Wednesday night to do a podcast.
Oh, nice. Who you
got? We've got Paul Lawson.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So because he's co-manager at Banks of Dee, we're actually in Am I right in thinking we're in the boardroom of Spain Park,
Yeah.
Ryan?
Indeed, we are.
Yeah, so I've
Nice.
got good memories of Spain Park. We played there last year. We beat Grampian ladies 5-0. So
Oh, is that where they're based?
yeah,
I did wonder where
yeah.
I don't know why kids of a certain age will be like, "What the hell's Grampian?" And then it's like Aberdeen, but also Aberdeenshire and Murray, and it was
Yeah.
just like a big thing.
Remember, it used to be Grampian TV.
Grampian TV. Oh, talking about nostalgia.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
But I'm convinced for Martin. Who you thinking?
I'm not counting Bucky out.
No, mate, nah.
I
They peaked, unfortunately.
Yeah. If I was putting money on it, I'd like to say Brora, because they've got a couple of games in hand and things like that, and I think it always helps teams. But if it's a hard decision, I want Bucky, because I don't have a Highland League team, but green and white's my colours.
Yeah,
And I've always kind of had a little bit of affinity to Bucky because of that.
I get that.
And I just think they're a great run club.
They are. Have you interviewed Stephen Shand yet?
Not yet, no.
You should get him on. I interviewed him for the Scotch and Scarves YouTube channel. Subscribe. And phenomenal. Like, he gave me like a good 30, 45 minutes of his time on match day. He's busy, he's running everything, and he still gave me time, and it was a phenomenal conversation. And Bucky, fantastic club, family club.
Yeah.
My wife's family's from Bucky. I love going through there and taking it all in. But yeah, get Stephen on at some point.
I will do. Right. I've done an embarrassing thing and I've not written down year 11.
I should have taken my phone.
I've got
with
it
me.
here.
Oh, you got it.
I've
Perfect.
got it here.
My starting up my 11 is quite interesting.
I'm just going to go back to episode 28 and look at the 11 and see
Phil
how...
Phil was the responsible adult when it came to our 11 last time, so this will be in.
So you've
quite
actually...
an
you've got
interesting
a few.
I couldn't even remember mine from ours from last time, unfortunately.
Roberto Carlos is in there.
Oh, good. That's all right then.
De Rossi's in there. No Totti, but you've got Charlie Brown.
It has to be done. Has to be done.
So your 11 is in goals, Peter Schmeichel or 90. Great choices.
I couldn't have picked, but they're basically the same guy. So I
Yeah.
just put them in there.
Roberto Carlos out left, Vidic in the centre. You got Vidic in the centre with Graham Fraser. Graham Fraser was actually mentioned by Minnie. We had Minnie in a couple of weeks ago.
I'm
Last week.
terrible because obviously he's a twin and they both played for Forres. I may be getting them confused, but I remember Graham being up front, and then obviously near the back end of his Forres career, he played a good season at centre back.
Yeah,
and he was wearing the number 9. So aesthetically, it was weird, but he was phenomenal. And you're just like, he's just one of those boys that's just like a total football, just connoisseur. Maybe that's the wrong word, but
I had the Archibald twins in. Liam
oh,
and
nice,
Ross.
Lossie.
Yeah, I had them in, and we grew up together, same school and same school teams and things as each other. And we spoke about the Fraser brothers, who I think are a year younger than us. And I think one of them had got scouted for Newcastle and went down on trial. And I think their mum had turned around and says, well, if you're taking one, you have to take the other. So they both got trials at Newcastle through it. But I couldn't tell you which one was which.
Love that.
Graham Shinney at right back, and he's having a bit of a rejuvenation out wide this season at Aberdeen.
Well, it's funny because I had to have him in there from obviously winning the Scottish Cup with Inverness Cali. But it was funny because I was like, Graham Shinney needs to be in there, but I can't put him above Roberto Carlos at left back.
Yeah.
I can't put him above De Rossi at centre mid. So I was like, right, I'm sorry, Graham, but you have to go out to the to right back. But I had to get him in there. Like,
yeah, midfield 5. We'll go out left, Aaron Doran.
oh,
Your 10 is Totti. Your 7 out right is Beckham. You've got Daniel De Rossi, and a name I never thought I'd seen in 11 in my life on this podcast, Jordan Along.
so I am the world's or the internet's number 1 Jordan Alonge enthusiast. I remember seeing him at Forres, and I was like, he is far too good for us.
Yeah.
Like, and I was just like, this guy needs to be like either moving to Elgin City. And then when I heard I remember like going on like the Inverness Cali chat boards, and people were like, oh, I was down photographed. Because obviously when Inverness were near the danger zone, they took in a load of boys on trial.
Yeah.
And
right.
someone was like uploading photos and being like, I was down at the training ground taking photos. I don't recognize these boys. there was like some guys from like London, Liverpool, all this stuff. And I was like, I recognize that hair. I was like, Jordan Long's got a trial at Inres Cali. I was like, phenomenal.
Yeah. And
I'm like, absolutely cog a hoop for him, because he's so good, man. He's so good, and he's doing such an interesting journey. Like, he started out in the US, came back to the UK, moved to Rothes, then moved to Forres.
Yep.
Now he's actually got a professional contract and scoring worldies against Dundee kids.
Yeah.
In the, what's the name of the cup now? KDM. Yeah.
KDM.
But I'm like totally invested in his career. Like, I'll be like, if and when he eventually leaves Cali, I'll be like, sweet. I'll be like, where's he going? Keep an eye on their results.
Turn into his agent.
Oh God, no! I already have no time in the world. Could you imagine?
You've got Charlie Brown up front. So you had Charlie in the
Of
last
course.
one. Charlie's been trying to get on for a wee while, and hopefully it's still in the works. We spoke about Jordan. I want to speak a little bit about. I might go as far as saying I don't think we've had Vidic since episode 2 with Ryan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. JPU's episode 6. Oh, sorry, Vidic. Yeah, he has. So that's the third mention of Vidic. I think he is
Underrated. I don't care what anyone says. I think he,
far and away.
even though he played for Man United and he won everything, Ferdinand got all the plaudits. Vidic was just known as the bruiser, you know, the Eastern European stereotype centre back. He was so much more than that. He was that and some.
He was brilliant. I'd put him in my top 3 Premier League centre backs of all time.
Easy.
I'd have him in there with John Terry, as much as he's a shithouse.
Yeah, John Terry and company for me. I think those are the top 3.
Even though we're the same age, I'm a bit of an older. Sol Campbell was huge for me.
I don't have a lot of memories of Sol, but I never really watched games that weren't Man United.
I'm not
in all
on
honesty,
board
at
with
that
this
point.
Van Dijk thing, because
No.
I just think it's like, he's never been dribbled past, but he runs backwards.
Yeah.
You know, that's why he's never been dribbled past. You know, it's like because he
He's
runs
so
backwards.
tall. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember him at Celtic. He was a different player. He was banging in goals for 35 yards. He's not done that at Liverpool.
Now, even at Southampton, he was on free kick duty and stuff like that. And I'm just like, obviously he won stuff with Liverpool, but I do feel like Van Dijk was sort of clipped at Liverpool, made to play in a way, and they won stuff, and fair play to them. But when you saw him at Celtic, you must have been like, where did we find this guy?
Yeah.
We've got like a 6'4",
2.3 million we paid for him from Groningen.
like a 6'4" centre back who's can play a pass, score goals.
He used to pick up the ball at centre half, and he would just go past 4 or 5 boys, and within 10 seconds he's at 35 yards out and he's hitting one.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck is this guy? I always knew he was going to go on to a higher level. I didn't expect him to be Ballon d'Or nominated and things like that. I don't think anyone could have seen that. But I just think that the overratedness is justified because he is overrated. You know, he's totally overrated. Whereas Vidic, he played mid 2000s to kind of 2010, 15 kind of time. He was an old school centre back. Put his head on everything, put his head where boys wouldn't put their feet. John Terry a bit like that as well, heading where a lot of people wouldn't have put their feet. I've seen him get a few kicks to the face and get knocked out and things like that. But that's my kind of centre half. Aaron Doran.
What a guy.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, it broke my heart to see how he was treated in the final couple of years in Rennes. Obviously, his injuries were severe, and I won't pick at it too much because obviously you don't know what's rumour and what's true, but it didn't sound like under the previous ICT regime that they were. I think Shane Sutherland was in the same position.
Yeah.
Injury, cheery bye, you're on your own. And that broke my heart because I remember like every year being like, sweet, Aaron Doran's going to move on to a bigger club, move down south, etc. And every year he stayed, whether that was Premiership, Championship, every year. And he was just always so creative, which being a regular at the Caledonia Stadium, you don't get a lot of creativity in that in those teams. It's a very industrious club usually. It's changed than the Kells, but that's with it being League One, it's slightly easier to be creative, I guess.
Yeah.
And I just remember like absolutely broke my heart when he got released sort of quietly and hush hush, and he's crowdfunding to get his injury repaired, and it really made me happy seeing him sign for Strathspey. Obviously, just because he's still loves the area. I think he lives like sort of Cairngormy direction anyway.
Yep.
And I just every year I was like, sweet, okay, you know, great servant. He's probably going to move to I don't know, he might move to a Hibs, he might move to I don't know, Dundee United, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And every year he stayed, and every year, thankless task being an Inverness Cali winger, just having to do all the creative work. And
I remember it was him and Richie Foran in there.
Mate, the days.
Yeah, Richie Foran.
Another guy who you should try and get on as well. I think he's still in Inverness.
He is. He runs RF Sports through Inverness.
Aye.
Because when I was doing the Bishop Mill kits, I actually gave you a shout when I was doing the Bishop Mill kits, because I know you'd made some funky ones from Moray Mental Health. And I was like, got any ideas? And then a couple of people pointed him out, because he's the Joma representative for Scotland. Pointed towards him, and I had a few phone calls with him and things. And it was only after like the third phone call, I'm like, RF, Richie Foran, surely it's not the same guy. It's just, and then I clicked because he's got an Irish accent. I'm like, this is the same guy. 100% is the same guy.
Wow, that was like peak Cali Thistle those days, honestly.
Billy Mackay up front.
Oh, it's still going.
Still going. That's unbelievable.
He's out with an injury at the moment, but like,
he's part of the coaching staff as well.
Yeah, he's assistant.
Yeah.
But he's another one, like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because like boys buy a house and they can't be bothered to move, but it's like, how did you boys stick this out? Especially when we were a banter club for the good portion of the last 5 years.
He was getting caps well at Cali as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. Played for, I want to say Northern Ireland. Yeah, that's, didn't want to get that wrong. But like, honestly, you're just like, how do these boys stick it out? And like, I love still going there, and hopefully I'll get to take my son at some point and be like, you know, I saw this guy playing when I was in like my early 20s and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, honestly. Like, I don't want to push football on Harry, but I would love if he loves football. Especially love if he loves Cali, but that might be a bit cruel.
That's
might just let him be a Celtic fan like his mum instead.
Yeah, it's get the glory.
Exactly. Watch.
It's the guys that tell me, you're not sick of winning everything. And it's like, no.
What a stupid question.
Yeah.
Do you know one thing I dislike though is when I hear Celtic or Rangers fans, I'll give them that, but they win less trophies. Celtic or Rangers fans going, you know what? I'm not going to watch this Scottish Cup final. I'm not going to watch this. I can't even think what the other cup is these days.
It's
Challenge.
I'm going to go old school and say that it's CIS Cup. Okay.
Like, and they're like, oh no, I'm not going to watch this one, and I'm like,
What done it for me is when I watched the Scottish Cup final last season, and Celtic went 1-0 up, and you look at the crowd reaction, and it's like, oh, we expected to do that.
The noise goes down, the enthusiasm goes down. It's like, okay.
Look at the reaction when Aberdeen scored. It was pandemonium.
Incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's like, that's the difference between a spoilt fan base and a non-spoilt fan base.
Yeah.
And I've said before, like, Celtic do need to spend money, but we're so entitled to think that we need to go out and spend £30 million on a player. Where does a £30 million player fit in Scottish football? Just doesn't.
Yeah.
Because all that's going to happen is one or two things. They're going to overinvest in a player who's only worth 15, but because Celtic fans want it, they'll pay the 30 million for him, and he's going to be a flop because he'll always be the 30 million pound man that came to Scotland that couldn't do what Henrik Larsson done.
Yeah.
You know, it's
a weird one because you think with like some of so Arnie Engels, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every Celtic fan I know thinks Arnie Engels is trash.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is he trash, or is he an average player that you paid over the odds for just to try and satisfy a fan base?
Pretty much.
So I don't really see what he's that good at. Personally.
Scores a good penalty.
Scores a good penalty. But like, I'm like, this is the thing with like fees in football, and like obviously like how much money Liverpool just spent on Isak, and they're like, should be scoring every game, and it's like, well, he should be scoring every game even if he was only 50 million. But he's you've spent so much money on him that he'll never reach
He's
what
never
you have
gonna
in
live
your
up to
head.
it.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, Celtic paid £5 million for John Hartson and £5 million for Chris Sutton. What would £5 million get you these days?
Adamida? No, how much was Adamida?
He was like 9.
Oh God! So he was like both of them
we sold him
combined.
for 7. Like
Stonks, I guess. Isn't it?
yeah, but
Probably-
it's like they were proven Premier League goal scorers with over 100 goals in the Premier League.
Yeah,
You've got to pay 50 million to get that these days.
it's insane, isn't it?
It's absolutely mental. Like
There was a video I watched on YouTube, and it was like why Celtic have ruined Scottish football, and I was like, it's not Celtic that have ruined Scottish football; it's the Champions League that's ruined
Yeah.
Scottish football.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say it's ruined because it's still relatively enjoyable, despite being a predictable winner every year. But the money you're making in Europe is absolutely doping a lot of these leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know obviously PSG were money before, but PSG have won 8 of the last 10 leagues. I think it's the same in Spain and Italy and all these places. It's just like
insane. Well, fuck you for the last hour and a bit. It's been
absolute
good.
pleasure. Thank you for having me on.
Hit that subscribe button for Scotch and Scarves. Hit that subscribe button.
Help me reach 1,000 subscribers so I can order a Chinese.
Help me reach 250, please. I've got all my platforms. We're sitting at 5,600, so it's not
Fantastic
bad.
work.
We're doing well. We're doing well. A couple of shorts on Facebook have massively
It's a hike,
helped.
not a sprint.
Absolutely. And as I say, if I make no money off this, but get to meet cool people every week, I'm buzzing. You
Part
know
of the
that.
game, innit?
Yeah.
It's what makes it fun. Yeah.
And you build up these contacts. Like, I don't know how many times I've seen Pele since we've done the podcast, but he's like, "Oh, podcast." I'm even out on my post day round now, and he's like up at his daughter's house one day, and I'm like needing to get on with my parcels and that. I'm spending half an hour speaking to him about going to Croatia and things like that, and yeah, it's fucking brilliant.
Just casually breaking stories for the Athletic now as well.
Yeah. Somebody from the Athletic got in touch with me to try and get in touch with him, so you'll see that interview coming out soon. What's the guy's name again, Ryan?
Jamie Critchley.
Jamie Critchley.
He might actually be worth getting on in via meets or something, because that's like top sports journalism. Do you know what I mean? Like working.
Well, does he not do Talk of the Devils?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
With I'm trying
Carl
to
Anka and
mhm.
I forgot the other lads.
the rest of the Athletic people.
Jamie, if you're listening, you're more than welcome.
I'll give him a message on Instagram, see what he says. I mean, you set the Pele thing up for him, like, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did he get back to you saying that he would do it, or did you just hear that he'd been in touch?
I spoke to Mo, and Mo, the guy had been in touch with Pele through the other contact.
Aye,
that I
the
sent him.
PFA guy, yeah.
Yeah. Final question's always the same, Slinger. One penalty to save your life. Who takes your penalty?
Wayne Rooney.
Wayne Rooney.
I don't think he scored every penalty like Matt Letizia did or anything like that, but
Matt Letizia missed one.
he missed one.
Yeah.
Okay. But at least I know with Wayne Rooney, he's putting laces through it.
Mm-hmm.
And even if he doesn't score, he's probably going to hurt the goalie. So
Yeah.
I'll take my chances with that.
Fantastic. That is us, mate. The Football Journals is now on Patreon. If you sign up on Patreon for just £5 a month, you can get access to our upcoming guests and the chance to ask your own questions, the ability to watch our podcast with full video exclusive, audio only on all other platforms. You can get your episodes earlier than anyone else, sometimes a few days, sometimes a week. You will get your episodes earlier than everyone else. Chance to request guests of your choice. We will do them our utmost to get them on the show, if obviously within reason. I can't go asking Cristiano Ronaldo on the show. And one bonus episode per month. There's already a bonus episode on there. You'll get a further bonus episode every month. Sign up today at patreon.com/footballjournals, capital F, capital J. That's a sign up today at patreon.com/footballjournals, capital F, capital J.